Welcome to the Kristina Roberts Show, presented to you by Rolling Out Magazine. Tonight, we are going to have a great discussion with three young Atlanteans who are in the entertainment industry to talk about what it's like to be a youth and be in entertainment here in Atlanta. So please welcome Dominique Danielle.
Hi.
Hi, and Nollej and Cojo.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
So, Dominique, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am originally from East St. Louis, Alton, Illinois. I moved here as like 12. I was 12 years old in pursuit of music and entertainment, TV, acting. And my mom believed in my dream, picked up. We moved here, been here ever since. And, things kind of started to work out, got into radio and social media and then acting. And then here I am today. Hopefully, more to come.
Yes, definitely more to come. Of course, more to come. Yeah.
Cojo, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I was born in Brooklyn, and we moved out to Atlanta.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, right. We moved out to Georgia in like 2004, and it was really for like the housing, because housing compared to like the cost of living in New York compared to Atlanta is completely different. So, I feel like I really found myself out here in Atlanta, and I'm a musician. I curate shows, and just going hard after that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And Nollej?
I am Nollej. Hey, how you doing? I am originally from California. I came out here to go to Clark Atlanta University in 2014. And after I graduated, I just stayed. I love the culture. I love the atmosphere. I like that everybody can be their true, authentic self. So that's why I stayed. I sing. I curate shows. I create unforgettable experiences. That's why I'm here.
So the two of you said you curate shows. I know that you have something called All My Friends. Can you tell everybody what that's about?
Yes. So All My Friends is really it's like a showcase / open mic, kind of like a networking event, where pretty much it's to kind of inspire the people in the community, inspire the artists that are in the community to just kind of go like all the way for their dreams. Because I feel like there's like a false dream that a lot of people are chasing. And that dream is like, just the whole 9-to-5 complex, the whole like what society's expecting of you. And I'll kind of like want to help my fellow peers kind of break out of that cycle. So that's the purpose of All My Friends.
Oh, that's great. So how often do you have All My Friends?
We do the show once a month, usually the third Wednesday of every month, unless there's 5 Wednesdays in the month, and then it would be the 4th.
Yeah.
So
that was a lot of
numbers.
Places yeah, we do. We try to, we're like creative vagabonds, I like to call us that. But we move around. The goal is to connect with as many people out there in the Atlanta area as possible so that we can better service ourselves and the people around us. So yeah, it's a good time.
Oh, that's good. So Dominique, I know that you are very active on social media. I follow you and stuff.
Awesome.
How can you tell people how they may be able to build up their social media and what the pitfalls are and the pros and cons of that?
Of course. I started, it's funny because I was taught social media in a sense to where, because coming from radio to social media, I had no idea like how people got to 3 and 4 and to 1 million, 3 and 400,000 people. I had no clue. And a friend, or my ex actually, he did it before me. And he was like, Dom, you can really act. You need to really get into doing social media. You never know who will see you. So I was like, okay, cool. How do you gain followers?
Right.
He was like, there's no trick to it. It's a consistency. It's no, like now you have your people who don't mind buying followers. And I will say this, in the IG game, we don't play that. Like, it's like being like being in the hood and being a snitch. It's like we don't play that. Yeah. So and they frowned upon too in a way where you be like, nah, I ain't even gonna collab with you. Like that's how serious not buying followers is. So he taught me that from the very beginning, and he was like, what you got to do, stay consistent. Find your niche. If you're gonna do comedy or whatever, because I wasn't about twerking and being like, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I like the modeling thing, but I don't take too much off. I don't play that either.
Right.
You know, I'm real. Yeah, like integrity is everything. So
Yeah.
I understand with the look that people are gonna judge you before they even know you anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's best to be true to who you are,
Yeah.
not trying to do whatever gets you big. So he said, whatever you're gonna do, stick to it. Learn how to really do it and stay consistent. So what I did was I released a video every day. It was every day. I dropped a video.
Wow.
Then he got to the point where he was like, Dominique, now it's time to start mixing in the modeling with it. Cause you gotta look. So you want to, you never know who will pick you up. You don't know who will see you. But for whatever reason, you want to make sure that they know you're diverse. You have talent, but they also have to know you can look good too.
Right.
So I was like, all right. So that was my hardest actual transition, was to actually be like, get into the modeling.
Pictures.
Yeah. Like that was, because I was like, last thing I need for somebody to do is to want to just sleep with me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because that's what they don't know who you are. They don't know what you're capable of.
Right.
And as soon as they see me, I'm judged the moment I'm seen. So I knew, but I got into it, and then I started releasing videos and pictures. And next thing you know, I go from 35K, because we had gone separate ways, but I stayed consistent with it. All he just told me, he said, if you stay consistent, you'll go. So I stayed with it. And from there, 35K to 100, 100 to 300, 300 to 4. And then now I'm on that,
Right.
That's amazing.
It is, but Instagram has drastically changed as well. When I first started, I could drop a video. I got to a point where I could drop a video and get 1 million views on this video.
Wow.
Right.
Now it's kind of hard to generate that many views due to the change of the algorithm of Instagram and the whole,
I heard
idea.
about that.
Yeah, it's real. I don't want to talk bad about Instagram because, again, it is my way of living.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will say, but it made it a little harder for people, entrepreneurs such as myself, to be able to generate an audience authentically by doing what I did in the beginning, like just dropping a video and dropping a picture. Now you have to make sure you probably doubling up, and then you got to make sure you collab, and then you got to make sure, it's like you got to do more now. And I honestly think it's because they want you to buy promo from Instagram itself, so they kind of limit how people see your stuff in order for them to, have an income.
So what you mean is that, like, a lot of people who may have like paid partnerships or get paid for promotion, they're trying to limit that so that you have to purchase stuff from them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Makes sense.
So here it is. I'm used to, and money still, don't get me wrong, promo, all that, it still comes in. It still goes great, and you still can generate an audience and help someone grow. It still comes, it's just slower now.
Right.
It's slower. It takes a minute for somebody to see a post that I posted a day ago. You'll see like, oh, she posted?
Yeah.
And
I
then,
have noticed that, like, I'll see stuff that people posted a day or two ago.
Right.
It wasn't on my timeline.
and it makes it, it makes things kind of slow, but it's still possible. I still grow. I still, get what I need as far as in financially, and then I ended up starting a clothing line and all that.
Oh, tell us about your clothing line.
So, it's crazy. Okay, so at first I was just going to do merch. Okay, I was going to do merch.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I love fashion to the point where I want to do this. Like, I want to do it. Like, I want to be it because I got a platform. Why not wear cute, dope ass clothes? Sorry.
Right.
Why not wear cute, dope clothes and promote them, like, and sell them and be affordable, where women want to look good, and it, and it's affordable, in all sizes. And, so I took it upon myself, started doing the research, got my LLC, did all that.
So what's the name of your clothing
It's
line?
Inherited Fashion. That's the name of the site, but the actual full business is DNA LLC.
Oh, okay.
So it's like basically fashion in your DNA.
I like that. I like that.
You're born with fashion. So I was like, I like that.
I like that.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
So since then I just been trying to market and do what I've been doing. It's like making money in one way and then also making a name in another.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. So Nollej and Cojo, do you guys have like a big social media platform, or is that something you feel like you need to work on, or how are you managing the social media thing?
We're definitely more in the beginning stages of building our social media platform. We started All My Friends back in December of 2019. And so we've kind of been experimenting with our marketing tactics. Like we would do flyers to bring it out. We would go out on the streets and just talk to people and tell them about what it is, because our big thing is energy. We are all about having an in-person live, you really feel where I'm coming from. So we cater a lot to that. And so right now we're trying to figure out how to transition that onto the social media platform.
Because I can imagine with the coronavirus, it's probably made it more difficult for you to have those live shows and stuff.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
The first month it came by, like, it was like, so the first one we had, it was like, back in December, so the space we were in, it was kind of smaller, so we had maybe like 40, 50 people come to that one. The next one we had
70, 80 people.
Like, it was bigger, and it was awesome.
It kept growing, but then March hit, 8 people showed up. 8
people showed up, and it was, but the thing is, those 8 people showed up, and we had like one of the best shows.
An amazing experience.
Because it was just like, that show kind of showed us like what this is that we're doing. Like, it was like, it's not about getting the numbers. It's not about any of the statistics. It's about the actual energy that's happening at the show.
It's about creating that space.
It's about creating that space. And then kind of like having a need for it, like realizing the need for it. And that's what we figured out. Like, there was a need for it. So the next month came around, and they had, put the order out, the stay at home order. Nobody can come out. And we was like, well, that doesn't mean we're not having a show.
We're just going to do it on live.
Just going to do it on live. Went on live, got maybe like 30 people viewing or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, the next month after that, we were on live again, and then we was like, we're not going to do this live anymore. I'm pretty sure people, you know what I'm saying? We can be safe. We can
in Atlanta, people is moving anyway.
They're moving anyway. I'm not about to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to stay too much on the fear tactic. I will say that coronavirus has definitely like made me look into myself too outside of the show. And start taking care of my diet, start, realizing like...
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask you guys, because I do know that the nightlife hasn't slowed down a lot with the younger people in Atlanta. How do you guys feel about that, and how do you navigate through that, Dominique? I mean, like...
Okay, so I'm not really a party person. The interesting is, if I'm out to party, it's because I'm getting paid. So I don't go out.
Sounds
often.
like me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want. I'd rather be at home. But I will say that when I do go out, like I went out to support a friend just the other day with karaoke, and it was about 40, 50 people there, and it was still lit. It was very much lit. I like it when it's like just every now and then, but they do it. So I mean, but I stay in. But if it's necessary,
Right. And what about you guys? Do you guys go out a lot, or just for your events?
I'm not the clubber. Yeah. I'd rather go to a loft or a networking party or a house party. That's more my scene.
Right.
But we also create a lot of those events because I don't like going out, so I like bringing people to me. So I don't got to go nowhere.
Right.
So I appreciate. I feel like I appreciate the intimacy of it more.
Right.
Than the club scene where everybody's just standing around looking at each other.
Seeing
what you got going
on. Well, I'm enjoying this conversation. We'll be right back on the Kristina Roberts Show. We're rolling out with Dominique Danielle and Nollej and Cojo. Be right back.
Hey, come on. It's your girl, Kristina. Come on. Say what? Hey, oh. That's right. Kristina Roberts Show. Hey, it's your girl, Kristina. Come through. On the radio.
Welcome back to the Kristina Roberts Show, presented to you by Rolling Out Magazine. My guests this evening are Dominique Danielle and Nollej and Cojo, and we were having an interesting discussion before the break about how it is to be young in Atlanta during the coronavirus and what limitations that puts on hanging out and doing different things that you're used to doing. But I heard there's a story about some edibles that I need to hear. So, what's that about?
Okay, look, it's Kristina. Okay, this is the thing. I'm not a drinker and I'm not a smoker. I'm a high off life type of person. All right, I've explained this to Cojo and Nollej, and we were talking about like, you've tried edible before, and I was like, yeah, and I died. Like I was dead because at the time I was dating a guy. This is how I knew he wasn't the one. Right, so I'm dating a guy and I try the edible and it's a gummy, just a small little gummy. You would think,
a little gummy bear.
Yeah,
oh wow.
You would think that wouldn't cause so much trouble. It did. So my first, at first I didn't feel a thing. Didn't feel nothing, just sitting there. Edibles hit you like,
You know,
ain't nothing happening. And then
like
it's
a freight train.
So,
Exactly.
this ain't going to work. Right? That's how that is. So, I tried the edible. I'm sitting there and nothing's going. I'm like, okay, cool. All of a sudden, shit just start getting funny. Like everything. I'm like, looking, the walls are white. Oh my God, it's so funny. Like I didn't know why it was funny, but it was funny. So then after a while, it was like another little phase. Then I started getting the paranoid thoughts. I was like, oh snap, these people finna take my organs. They finna gather me up and take my organs. It's just me. I'm by myself. Oh my God. Yeah. He tricked me off. He tricked me off to get my organs. This is why I'm here. So then I was like, oh, this is terrible. Next thing you know, I get into this other little wave. And what y'all say to me?
It was a
waves,
wave.
right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And each wave was horrific. Every time it got it got terrible. So at a certain point, I got to this point where it was touching each parts of my chakra. Look, I'm telling you, I felt
it was edible with marijuana.
It had to be.
It might have been a little extra. I think there was something else.
I don't know if all of that.
They told me it was a mirror, just the THC. Somebody, they must have lied to me, okay? Because all of a sudden, in my chakra, I'm telling you, I could feel each thing touch the chakras. Okay? Look, I know this sounds crazy. So in my head, it's like this throbbing. It's like, oh God, the hairs are standing up at the top of my head. It's like this little, I'm like, oh my God. And then I can feel it in my eyes. And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. And then next thing you know, it's in my throat. And I'm like, I can't talk. I couldn't.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't speak. And then next thing you know, it's in my chest. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a heart attack.
I'm not sure that was THC.
Right? I was like, what the hell? Next thing you know, I am literally throwing up profusely, like movie type. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
projectile vomiting.
Like projectile.
Wow.
And thank God it made it straight to the toilet. That I was like at least 3 feet away, and it made it into the toilet. It made it into the toilet.
You got great aim.
Yeah, I had great aim, so I was grateful for that because some people would have been like, "Don't ever let her come."
I don't think. Not that I'm an expert, but I don't think that's
I don't either. I don't know what they did.
I don't know. About
I ain't did it since I died, and I said I ain't doing it no more. So.
And we were discussing that it's important to not have an edible as your first taste of drug if you have never drank or ever smoked.
Oh,
you don't just jump into the edible.
Stronger?
They're so strong.
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
Look,
and I
can't do.
So y'all
drugs.
think that was just marijuana?
I don't.
No,
honestly, maybe a little bit of angel dust.
So, I don't know. It was terrible, y'all. I died. I'm telling y'all, I died. The Lord, I'm on borrowed time. I told them.
So let me ask you this: is marijuana legal here in Atlanta?
It
I don't
is
even
not.
know.
No,
not
yet.
Not yet. But we still partake.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't arrest you for under an ounce.
This is true.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
an ounce is probably pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
is it? See, I have no idea.
It's like 28 grams.
Yeah, 28.
It's not that much.
But you saying an ounce, like we gonna know what 28 grams is. You know?
It's like a good.
Y'all professionals over here. 28.
Trying to be right.
Let me ask you
feel
this.
it
How
out.
does marijuana, in your opinion, benefit you? I mean,
man. So I will say, like, like even in the music industry, in any industry where I see people work, a lot of times people feel like they need to be in that altered state of just like I don't know, and what it does is it kind of removes
inhibitions.
It removes.
yeah,
They say that's a bad thing,
inhibition.
though.
She's like inhibition.
But they do. I feel like marijuana is such a good conversation starter.
Yeah.
You know, you can make so many friends. Like, you want to smoke? Yeah, I want to smoke. And then you guys start talking about what you do. You start talking about where you're from. I think it's a great conversation piece.
I've
and
never
even if you
heard
don't,
that before.
you know,
even like when I'm playing my instruments, like so I'm reading this book. I always shout out the book.
Come on.
Why. It's called Effortless Mastery, and it's just talking about how the thing that's like keeping us from like having this godlike energy when we're playing instruments or trying to master anything is our own mind. And so like, you know, sometimes I'll be playing and I'm like, I don't think I'm nice enough or whatever the case may be, but when I'm high, I'm not thinking about I'm not nice enough. I'm thinking about experimenting. I'm like, oh, Keela, this sounds weird. What is that? And I'm more
That's
like,
interesting.
It opens the creative,
the creative side a little bit.
side. Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you think that it's addictive? Because a lot of people say it's not, and some people say it
I think tobacco is addictive, and I think people smoke backwoods and swishers a lot, and then they like to say that they're addicted to weed, but it's not the weed.
They're addicted.
Because if you were smoking papers by itself, you could hit it every now and again. If you just had a bowl, you know, you would hit it every now and again, and you'd be fine. And it's nice to be high. So you don't. It's that we have to separate the liking to be high from needing to be high.
Needing to be high.
Because there's a difference, you know.
Yeah, that gets really
Like for the people who have to wake up and have a blunt before they can get out of the bed, that's a little
And
concerning.
people who smoke weed are the biggest cappers. They will be the ones to tell you that they're not addicted.
This is true.
Like, they are the ones that tell you that they're not addicted. It's like, bro, just come on, man.
You might be speaking to recovering addicts right now. Who knows? Who knows?
So, what are your guys' goals for like the next 5 years? Where do Dom? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I definitely want to. I'd be blessed to perfect my craft, and perfect is a strong, but I want to be great in what I want to do as far as in acting, movies, music, different stuff like that. But movies first and foremost, because that's what I'm dabbling in now more than ever. So to be as great as I possibly can be, I want to be emotional, like as emotional, available to be whatever it is I need to play.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And
so when you say emotionally available to play, what does that mean?
Meaning I can fully capture the feeling of whatever the character or the circumstance. I can fully capture that without anything blocking, anything holding me back, any worries about what someone else thinks or any of that. Just completely becoming that character.
So how do you keep yourself that way? Does that mean in your private life you have to avoid certain circumstances so some people won't be trying to tell you what to do?
You know, it's funny. I try to make sure that I'm around it a little more so that the more it comes against me, the more I'm like, no, you don't run me. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like a taking control of something that I know is almost inevitable. You're gonna be around people on a set. You're gonna be around, so in order to be able to master that, you have to be able to master it around the people or around circumstances that you're going to be around anyway. So I like doing social media. I'm always around different people collaborating and doing stuff and being creative with different people. So I always make it as a woman, first of all, and mostly everything is male dominated in the industry. Right. So you have to be a certain type of way, especially for them to respect you. Yeah. First of all, for them to take you seriously, especially me being blonde with a booty and breasts, and you gotta make sure that they understand that you are serious when it comes to your craft. So I make sure I'm actually around it, so I can let a person know, like, hey, I love this environment. I'll be good to you. Respect me though. I come here. I'll be professional. Right. I'll do whatever I need as far as to deliver, just long as. Everybody understands boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And a professionalism in that type of professionalism.
Right, exactly.
So definitely just being around it more so that I can become emotionally okay with things, because I'm a Cancer, so I'm emotional about everything. So I have to try to deal with things so that I learn not to take things so personal. Right. And I have to deal with it on a regular basis so I can understand, like, okay,
that's great that you recognize your flaws, because a lot of people, they don't recognize until they're in their 40s or 50s. Ooh. And at least you recognize. So where do you guys see you guys in 5 years?
I see us growing all my friends into the platform that it's destined to be. We want to be able to inspire people to create the lives for themselves. And we feel that we're creating the platform to do just that. We want to be able to employ ourselves, inspire ourselves, give back to ourselves, keep everything in-house. And really dig, like you were saying, like dig into developing the fullness of your craft with no fear against what society may think, no fear against how your parents might feel about it. It's all about doing and fulfilling the purpose that God called you here to be. Yep. And so it's just going to be more digging into that. Yeah. Expanding it to wherever it can go. Atlanta is the home of it. but we're about to be all over the world.
All right,
you
claim
know?
it, claim it.
International.
And
So-
I was gonna throw in there probably a kid on the fifth year. You know?
We'll see about that one.
Sounds good. So, Dom, where can people find you?
You can definitely look at me on
Look at me.
Instagram. It's Dominique Danielle, DOMINIQUE DANIELL3. Because I can't get my, I had
Come
to turn
on.
the E into a 3 at the end. Because somebody had the Danielle.
Oh,
So
wow.
I had to be creative.
You got
Because
the one with sauce.
yeah,
That's it.
you know,
Exactly.
yeah. So, definitely on Instagram. I'm on Facebook as well. YouTube. I'm on pretty much every
All the
social media.
platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on every social media platform that we can basically have because that's what I do for a living.
And
now.
the name of your clothing line again?
Inherited Fashion, that also has an Instagram, so it's inherited_fashion. DNA. Also, when you go to my my pages, you can click the link and it sends you right to the website. You can check out all the stuff I got.
And what kind of stuff do you sell?
So it's women's fashion, 2 pieces, like 2 pieces, onesies, nice little
love
cute
onesies.
sleepwear. I'm looking more into accessories and trying to see. It's really fun doing this because I'm not sure what it is I want. All I want, but it's awesome because I order and I sample it. I always make sure I wear it before I put my name on something, like before I stamp it, like, hey, buy this. I always want to make sure I get it first, make sure it's of good quality, make sure it's something that people would love, and then I put it out there. So
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And Nollej and Cojo, where can people find you?
I can be found at Nollej on Instagram. That's NOLLEJ_. That's NOLLEJ_.
Word. And I can be found at I'm_that_Haitian with 2 N's at the end.
Indeed.
Mhm.
You can also follow our All My Friends page
All my friends
at
ATL.
All My Friends ATL.
Mhm.
We've got some good stuff, good content, good music, good fun, good people.
Oh, that's
Papa
great.
John's.
All right, well, I want to thank you all for being on the show. We
Thank
really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for
Thank you for having
us.
me.
Oh, man.
I'm honored.
Continued
This is
success
beautiful.
and everything, and everybody make sure you check out their Instagrams and everything that they're doing. And so once again, thank you for tuning into the Kristina Roberts Show presented by Rolling Out.
Da-na-na-na.